Jan Mania. Hi, everybody. I know it's a little bit different view. I have my iPad now, so I can read better. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. We're talking fantasy football. Fantasy football. Hello, Jan Mania. Hello, hello. Another song by my fave, Zade Wolf. It's called Dangerous. It's a great song. Hi, Arsenal. How are you? All right, guys. How are we doing? I know this Windup Wednesday is a little bit later than what I usually do, which is like at 3, but I recorded a podcast today between 2 and 3, so I pushed the Windup Wednesday. Thank you. Yes, totally safe. We're joking around here that the biggest danger that we had to Florida was Floridians dying from alcohol poisoning. Be waiting for the storm to get here. It was like forever. It was so slow. But everyone, please keep the Bahamas in your thoughts and in your prayers. That place is absolutely devastated, and it's going to take them years to recover. So that's just, it's so tragic. So, yeah, it's just, super, super duper sad. But guys, it's, tomorrow is football, real football. So it's the Thursday night game that we're going to be looking at between the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers, which is a historic way to open up the season, if you ask me. I love it. It's absolutely awesome. But for fantasy football, it may not be as awesome. May not be as awesome for fantasy football. I don't like Aaron Rodgers in this matchup, but I know it's finally here, Dan Mania. I don't like Aaron Rodgers as much in this matchup because it's the Bears. And guys, the Bears defense is still the Bears defense. It's really, really freaking good. So, I don't know how you can't not start him, but just kind of temper your expectations with Aaron Rodgers and then maybe kind of rely on guys that have a high upside on your team. So that's going to be something to take a look at. So you think David Montgomery is going to have a really good game. I don't know. The Packers defense, let me pull this up real quick. So fantasy points against, I had this up here. I think it's early for David Montgomery. I don't know if it's going to be a huge game. So I don't really know. I don't know if it's going to be a really good game for David Montgomery. It should be, but let's take a look at the Green Bay Packers here. I'm on NFL Fantasy right now, and this is fantasy points against. Sorry if you hear like twinkle toes in the background. I left my office door open. So my dogs are in here with me, and they'll probably start wrestling here in a second. So the Green Bay Packers are 15th against running backs. So not amazing, not horrible, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I'm a little nervous, but that's okay. So do you guys have any starts and sits questions for your lineups going into Thursday? Chewbacca in the house. That's right. Let me see if I can get him. Hang on. Come here. Oh, this is Chewy, everybody. A touchdown and 6 receptions. Okay, for David Montgomery. Okay, yeah. That would be a really good game for him. This is Chewy, everybody. He's 15 years old. He's my boo. Say hi. Rocky says hello. All right, that's one. So they're just kind of walking around. I've been in my office all day, so I just wanted my dogs. So it's Jack. I wanted to give them a chance to hang out for a little bit, hang out with Mom since they haven't really, they've been cooped up in the house. We have hurricane shutters up. It's like the bat cave in my house right now. So I just did a podcast with the Rum Boys Network, it's always fun. They're really good guys. We kind of broke down every single game, what to look for, who to start. There are a lot of educational games coming up this week. Should I start Pettis, Anthony Miller, DK Metcalf, or John Brown? I do like Pettis, and I do like DK Metcalf. So those are going to be the two I think you could start up, although Anthony Miller thrown in there is a little, I kind of like that one too. That's a good one. Keep an eye on DK Metcalf's health, but I like Pettis and Metcalf. But Anthony Miller, though, I don't know. Tweet me that and let me think about it. Do I like Allen Robinson tomorrow? Not really. Not really. I'm not super psyched about the fantasy perspective of tomorrow's game. So, I don't know. What do you guys think, I guess? What do you think you should do? Let's see. Allen Robinson. Let's try this. So what I do when I have a question about something, guys, I Google it. I literally go to Fantasy Pros and I do a start and sit. And I can get a general idea of what the other experts out there are going to do. Yeah, okay. Chef Timbo Slice, he likes David Montgomery. Okay. Jen Mania, Mike Williams, DJ Moore, or Will Fuller? And you got PPR. Mike Williams. Hold on, it's disappearing on me. Mike Williams. Go Williams and Fuller. I don't necessarily know if I like DJ Moore's matchup, and I don't know how they're going to spread the ball around in that offense yet, so go with those two. So I'm going to go with, should I start Anthony Miller or Allen Robinson? And I'm going to go straight to Fantasy Pros and see what is going on here. Okay, so if you guys have any choices between guys like Allen Robinson or Anthony Miller, oh, wait, hold on. They're both Chicago. What am I thinking? I think it was somebody else. Yeah. I don't like Anthony Miller. So keep that one. For the previous question that was just asked, I don't like Anthony Miller, so I'm sticking with that. Cool. So, yeah, if you guys have questions about your lineups, if experts aren't getting back to you, you just don't feel confident about what people are saying, just don't be afraid to research it. Google it. The Fantasy Footballers have an awesome start-sit tool, which is active right now. Use that. Fantasy Pros has one too. Okay. Landry or Curtis Samuel in the flex. Go with Landry. Flex spot, Mac, Godwin, Dede. Ooh. Or Montgomery or Duke. Only one? Oh my God. If there's a way that you can fly Montgomery and Duke, that would be awesome. I like Duke Johnson this week. Yes, I like Duke Johnson out of those guys, Brandon, if that helps you. Jane Meania, that's what you have too. But you also have Lockett. Should I leave Lockett or plug in Fuller? Leave Lockett. I like Lockett. For sure. Love Chris Carson. Wide receiver, right? Wide receiver 1 versus Cincinnati. Have him just behind Barkley in my ranks. A lot of people do. He's going up. He's going up pretty quickly. A lot of people like Chris Carson a lot. I just wrote a piece for the Fantasy Footballers, and there's an expert that thinks he's going to be probably the number 1 running back. So, yeah. Derrick Henry or Mike Williams, non-PPR. Derrick Henry. That's a tough one, though, because I like Mike Williams a lot, too. But that's right there. That is right there. So I would say for now, let's go with Derrick Henry. Since you're in standard, let's do that. Go with Derrick Henry. He might see the end zone more, is what my mentality is behind that. Yeah, I know. But Mike Williams doesn't have a very good matchup, guys. So the Chargers, let me just refresh my memory here. The Chargers are playing the Colts. And I don't know how, oh yeah. Okay. So they're playing the Colts. This is, on paper, the Colts are supposed to have a very good defense. But the problem is that the game script is probably going to allow for a more run-heavy game from the Chargers. So, and since you're in standard, that's so hard. I hate fantasy football. Even though I love doing it, it's awful. All right, Derrick Henry. No, because Derrick Henry is facing the Browns. You know what? I don't know. That's a coin toss. I'm going to ask Fantasy Pros. So, should I start Derrick Henry? It was Derrick Henry or Mike Williams, right? Some people, Rocky. Now, some people do play standard still. I have a standard league, but we have so many bonuses in it, it might as well be a PPR. It's pretty funny. Okay, so according to Fantasy Pros for standard, they also agree 89% that it should be Derrick Henry over Mike Williams. So there you go. Stick with Derrick Henry. That's what I like. And yeah, I know. I do hate fantasy football so much, like in the regular season, because I love it so much, and then I get so disappointed if I'm wrong or if I lose or something. It's just so stressful, and I want to make sure I help you guys out the very best that I possibly can. Hey, Dan! I want to make sure I help you guys out the very best I possibly can, plus I do want to win my own leagues. I get that too. But yeah, it's hard. I really want to make sure I give you guys the best advice as I possibly can. Hi again, Dan. How you guys doing? Some games I'm really looking forward to seeing, obviously, is going to be the Thursday night game. I want to see how Aaron Rodgers plays out in this new offense under Matt LaFleur, so that should be pretty interesting. I want to see how they work in Jimmy Graham as well. I don't feel confident enough to start Jimmy Graham, but I am interested to see how they're going to utilize him. Another interesting game is going to be Monday night's second game, which is the Broncos and Raiders. Really interested to see how those two new offenses are going to do. They've pretty much been overhauled, as we all know, Antonio Brown with the Oakland Raiders, so that should be pretty interesting. Guys, if you have offensive pieces on the Falcons and on the Vikings, fire them up. That's going to be a shootout game, I believe. Let's see. Redskins, Eagles, stay away from all the Redskins guys. The Eagles defense is no joke. So if you have Redskin guys, unless you absolutely have to start somebody like Geis, I would stay away from them this week for your week 1 matchup. Bengals, Seahawks. I really like the Seahawks in this matchup. I also, oddly, really like Giovanni Bernard. So maybe look at him in DFS. He just got this contract extension. And I just think that they're going to be utilizing him creatively while they stack the defense stacks the box against Joe Mixon. I just think I like Giovanni Bernard a lot. Not enough for me to pick him up on waivers yet, but enough for me to look at him in DFS. And let's see. I don't know. Should be an interesting game for Kyler Murray too against the Lions. So I'm curious to see if Kyler Murray can pull out a win. Hey Lauren, what do you think about Lamar Jackson this week? Sorry if you've already covered him. I have not. No worries. You can always ask again. I do like Lamar Jackson this week. The Ravens are playing the Dolphins. So let me go to my other little thing here. We're going to be probably seeing Lamar Jackson run. That's not, anything abnormal. So I'm going to go ahead and look up fantasy points against the quarterbacks and see how these guys stack up. So we're looking at the Dolphins. So the Dolphins are ranked 23rd out of 32 teams against quarterbacks. So I do like Lamar Jackson. I actually like him season long too, but in this matchup, this should be pretty good for him. Miami Dolphin defense isn't spectacular. It's not horrible, but it's not spectacular. Actually, it is kind of horrible, especially against running backs. So, Mark Ingram. Start Mark Ingram as well if you have him. I really like him against the Dolphins. I just don't know about Justice Hill yet. So, yeah, he's going to shred them like your paper shredder. That makes sense. That would definitely happen. Let's see. Defenses against wide receivers. The Dolphins are 8th, so they're pretty good against wide receivers. So, for the Ravens, it's going to be the run game. So, don't worry about that. They're also pretty decent against tight ends, too, so this may not be a breakout for Mark Andrews. In most of my leagues, I have 2 tight ends, and I am not going to start Mark Andrews in this one over, Vance McDonald. Another one is that Steelers game against the Patriots. You know what? I may change my mind on that. I haven't quite decided. So it's real nice. I got it at Target on sale. Sweet. We have a couple paper shredders, too. It's always smart. Protect your identity, for sure. And, I don't know. Guys, what else? It's football. I still can't get my mind wrapped around this. Okay. Hey, Yoheem. Hey, Lauren, Flex Standard, Curtis Michelle, Geronimo Allison, Devin Singletary, or Miles Sanders against... Okay, so I really want to say Devin Singletary. Miles Sanders, I'm so confused about that Eagles backfield that I don't really know. Curtis Samuel, I don't know what they're going to do with that offense. So I would stay away from the wide receivers for the Panthers because they are playing the Rams, and the Rams have a very stout defense. Geronimo Allison I would avoid because of the Bears defense. Devin Singletary, the Jets, that's what I was going to look at. So the Jets against running backs. Okay, so the Jets are ranked 12th against running backs. Shoot. I don't know. Okay, mine's going to be between Devin Singletary or Miles Sanders. Those are the 2 that I am going to go with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to Fantasy Pros, and I'm going to do Devin Singletary versus Miles Sanders in Standard. And we're going to see what that kind of gives us. Why is this being stupid? Did I not spell his name right? I didn't. Okay, so we're going to see what happens with this one, guys. Bear with me. I appreciate you guys being patient with me here. Okay, so the majority picks here are going to be Miles Sanders, which, now that I kind of think about it for a second, does make sense. Going up against the Redskins. So just be aware that there's still a committee there. Jordan Howard hasn't gone anywhere yet, so... drop Pollard for Geis or Singletary. Brandon, it's going to depend on how deep your depth is at running back. I would hang on to Pollard just in case Jerry Jones decides to use him creatively. He used to be a wide receiver, so he's not going to be as heavily utilized now that Zeke has signed again. But hang on to him for a little bit if you can afford to do so. Pick one, Ebron or Doyle. That is impossible to do. I'm going to go ahead and go with Doyle. Simply for maybe a veteran presence. I don't know. I just don't think Eric Ebron's going to be able to keep up the touchdown machine that he had become under, what's his face? Jacoby Brissett. So I would avoid both of them, to be completely honest. Should I start Matt Ryan over Aaron Rodgers since I have the Bears defense? Absolutely. Good call. Start Matt Ryan, especially with this matchup. Matt Ryan is going to feast in this matchup. So definitely start him. You don't want to play Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback when you have the Bears defense. And what do you think of the trade proposal of Howard for Gordon? Weird. I kind of think that's a little weird. Pretty sure they didn't take it, at least not yet. So we'll see if anything about that changes. Not really sure. Cup or Gallup to start? Cooper Kupp for sure. Yes, brisket is delicious. I agree. Oh, you're welcome, Rocky. My pleasure. Let me shut the door because now my dogs are barking. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, especially my old guy. He's kind of blind and deaf, so whenever he hears my other dog, Jack, bark, all he does is bark. You're a little worried about starting Aaron Jones this week. Any world where you bench Jones for Rashad Penny? That's a really, really good point. That's hard to do. That is very hard to do, but I completely understand why you're worried about Aaron Jones. Let's see. Let's see what Fantasy Pros has to say. But for a guy like Penny, I don't know. Excuse me. So, let's see what Fantasy Pros has to say, because I agree with you. That is a little worrisome. Okay, yeah, it's 100% Aaron Jones. Just understand he's probably not going to give you a super duper explosive game. But no, you don't bench Aaron Jones for Rashad Penny, unless Rashad Penny suddenly becomes a wide receiver 1 and Aaron Jones is hurt or something like that. So yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. Just cross your fingers and understand it's probably not going to be an amazing game for Aaron Jones. But yeah, against the Chicago's defense, it's pretty daunting. It is pretty daunting. Although the Bears are a little bit weaker against tight end, so we'll see how the Bears can work with Jimmy Graham, I mean. Royce Freeman or Allen Robinson? What does Fantasy Pros say? If you're in PPR, I would go ahead and go with Allen Robinson. If you're in Standard, I would go with Royce Freeman, but by a little. So you want me to tell? Okay. We haven't really seen anything from Royce Freeman that makes me think he's going to be really eating into Phillip Lindsay all that much. So that does kind of bother me. But I do like Allen Robinson a lot, but I just think I might like Royce Freeman a little bit better because they are going to try to do some kind of a committee there. But, okay. So, yeah, it says go with Allen Robinson. So, there you go. So, Allen Robinson over Royce Freeman in that situation. Are you the only one expecting the Bears D to take a massive step backwards? Probably. Is AB going to melt down my fantasy roster? He might. Let's hope he not messes up your roster. Let's just hope that he's super diva so we can have fun things to watch and stuff. But productive as well, because we don't want anybody doing poorly for our fantasy squads, if you know what I mean. Pit Penguin, laughy faces. I get it. Do I personally like Garoppolo? I'm a little unsure what his San Fran offense is. Yes, I do like Garoppolo. I think there are better options this week. But we are going to learn a lot about Jimmy Garoppolo this year. So I am not saying you should start him with any kind of capacity, but keep your eye on him because things could shape up pretty well for him. I don't hate him, if that's a good enough answer. Start 2, Lockett, Sammy Watkins, Sterling Shepard, or T.Y. Hilton. Lockett and T.Y. Hilton. I know that sounds so weird with Jacoby Brissett, but they're going to be utilizing their best players on that team, the Colts. So T.Y. Hilton is their best wide receiver, so he will get involved, and that is something that you can bank on. How much he's going to get involved is always going to be a question, but for me, I like Lockett and T.Y. Hilton. I don't like this matchup for Sterling Shepard. That stinks, too. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if I really like this for Sterling Shepard, but I say Lockett definitely. You make that choice between Shepard and T.Y. Hilton, or I can just do this. Let's do... Let's do this. See what this has to say. Yep. So T.Y. Hilton over Sterling Shepard. So Lockett and T.Y. Hilton are my calls for you there, buddy. You just traded Julio Jones and Tariq Cohen for Devontae Adams and Devontae Freeman. Good. I like that too. Good trade. Bears D almost has to take a step back. It might be possible. I mean, there could be regression. I get it. They didn't make many changes, I don't think. So it's not like something super overhauling and random has happened to the Chicago Bears to make me think that they're going to take a massive step back. They're still really good. So whether they take a few steps back, they're still a really good defense. So, all right, yes, that is a great steal. I do agree. The loss of the defense coordinator, yes, but they did get, okay, who was it that they picked up? Hold on. There's a story on that. Google it. I think somebody wrote about it for the fantasy footballers too. But I don't think that's enough to take away the talent of how good that Bears defense is. So unless you're a Packers fan and you really want to believe that, that's totally up to you. I just don't think that there's going to be, huge losses. Like when Khalil Mack left the Raiders, that was a huge change for the Raiders. So that's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. So could a new defensive coordinator have an impact on the Bears defense? Absolutely. I just don't know how big it's going to be. So, all right. Not a Packers fan. Okay, good, Dan. I was going to have to hurt you. I'm kidding. I don't really have a team, so I really don't have any fandom on which way or another, so I'm just totally messing with you. Don't worry about it. Okay, sweet. Vic Fangio. That's right. Okay, yeah. I think. Right? No. I'm so confused. No, that was in 2015. Why is that bringing that up? Vic Fangio is a head coach now. I hate Google sometimes, especially right now. I'm really tired. Dealt with the hurricane. We really didn't have any issues with it, so that was good. And now my house is like a bat cave with hurricane shutters up, and I have no sunlight unless I physically go outside, so that kind of stinks. So I never know really what time it is. 4:20. Whew. Okay, guys, do you have any more questions for me? Any starts and sits that you want to know about? I have an issue. My commissioner put my team in wrong and gave me the wrong players. One wrong player. And it's a very important player that he messed up. He gave me David Johnson instead of Alvin Kamara. So, I'm currently looking at my phone every 5 seconds. Yeah, to make sure that he fixes this before week 1. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm going to call him as soon as I am done with this. So Diggs or Robert Woods, PPR, or half PPR. Ooh, Robert Woods. I know, right? So I need to make sure that gets fixed ASAP. Before tomorrow night. I'm kind of freaking out right now. And I can't believe I didn't notice it before. That's what's bothering me. Why did I not notice that before? But, oh well. I'll get it fixed, hopefully. So, whatever. Not a big deal. Okay, guys, stay away from the Bengals against the Seahawks. I don't like the Bengals in this matchup either. Robbie Anderson or Curtis Samuel. That's going to depend on if Robbie Anderson is healthy enough to play. Curtis Samuel. If Robbie Anderson is still hurt, I don't know if I like that. Oh, dang it. I don't know about that one either. You guys have such good questions. So when I have to look stuff up, that means you guys are asking really good questions. So I appreciate that a lot, because that means I get to do my own research through you guys. Curtis Samuel. All right. Fantasy Pros says Robbie Anderson still. So keep an eye on that hand, though. Keep an eye on his injury. But yeah, Robbie Anderson. Chris Herndon's not there either. He's missing the first 4 weeks due to suspension. So yeah, that stinks. And there's no one else to catch the ball. So Anderson has to go against Tre'Davious White. Stay away from that. I mean, there's another thing too. I'm just telling you what Fantasy Pros is doing. We don't know how the Panthers offense is going to shake out. So really that's up to you. I think Robbie Anderson, but I also really like Curtis Samuel. Fantasy Pros says to go ahead and go with Robbie Anderson. That's also in standard. Let me see what they do in PPR. That might change. Hang on. 1 RB flex out of Devonta Freeman, Fournette, I'm assuming you mean Devontae Freeman, not like Dante Foreman. Devontae Freeman. I like him. I like Fournette too, though, but I would go ahead and stick with Devonta Freeman. Okay, no, it doesn't change for PPR. Robbie Anderson over Curtis Samuel, but keep an eye on that injury. you have Jordan Reed, or should you start Waller, the tight end from Oakland? I am worried about Jordan Reed in this matchup. So the Eagles are like really good at defending the tight end. Let me just double check that to make sure. I'm going to go to my fantasy points against here. Go to the Eagles. Yeah, so the Philadelphia defense is the third best in this league in defending against the tight end. That being said, I don't know how much Waller is going to be doing for you with Antonio Brown and Tyrell Williams. But that's up to you. I don't know. I would still tend to lead Jordan Reed because there's like nobody else that he can throw it to. I mean, honestly, out of necessity, they're going to have to target him. So that's kind of why I still want to stay with Jordan Reed over Waller. So let me just make sure Fantasy Pros agrees with me so I can give you all the different perspectives from different experts that are not me, because I'm not claiming to be an expert yet. All right. So yes, Jordan Reed, 61% to 39%. So that's actually a lot closer than I had imagined. He's also questionable. So if you do plan to start Jordan Reed, make sure that you keep an eye on his injury. And did I get lost? And you're welcome, Dan, for your help. That's what I'm here for. So is Kyler Murray the GOAT yet? I don't know. We haven't seen him play real football yet. Rams or Saints defense? Good question. Go ahead and go with the Rams. Go with the Rams defense on this one. I want to stay away from the Saints. Hang on. Before I answer that fully. Saints against the Texans. Yikes. I think that's going to be a shootout. So I would tend to stay away from those defenses. So go with the Rams. I like the Rams. I have a lot of shares of Tevin Coleman. Should I be worried about depth chart? No. I wouldn't be worried. I wouldn't be worried. The real reason why I say that is there is so much chemistry and history between Tevin Coleman and Kyle Shanahan that I'm just not sure. So I did not see that they have a new depth chart, though. So let me take a look at that first before I freak you out. Interesting. They do have Matt Breida ahead of Tevin Coleman. I think Tevin Coleman and Matt Breida are going to play two separate roles in that offense. So I wouldn't be too worried about Tevin Coleman. Maybe temper your expectations, but I think they're going to get utilized pretty well together. That's what I think anyway. So, okay, Breida is listed ahead of him. Thank you, Jen Mania. Our TVs are about 30 seconds off. LOL. Oh, yeah, I have the NFL Network up there. Yep. It happens. Oh, thank you, Arsenal. I hope I'm the best. I hope I can give you guys the best advice possible. Okay, so Breida is starting. I just don't think they're going to not use Tevin Coleman. But yeah, temper your expectations on him. I mean, this isn't surprising that he kind of fell down to that RB2 spot as opposed to being the RB1. So what does it say about Reed or Howard? Do you mean Jordan Howard or do you mean OJ Howard? In this situation, I like OJ Howard, so I would play OJ Howard over Reed because of just the offense, and I like Jameis Winston this year, even though I feel like I'm the only one. But yeah, you can flex Coleman. OJ Howard, yeah, okay, so I like OJ Howard better. So guys, so the let's see, the Buccaneers are going up against the 49ers. So there you go. Go ahead and fire up OJ Howard. I like it. Hi, Sony Michel or Austin Eckler in full PPR. Sony Michel, but by just very little. They're going to utilize Sony Michel, I believe. He did great in preseason. He did really great in the training camp. Sorry, my brain's like fried right now. I don't know why. So, yes, I like Sony Michel. Just by a little bit, though. I don't know how they're going to use Eckler and Justin Jackson. So I would go with Sony Michel there. Until we know how the Chargers are going to do with that a little bit better. And, yeah, I don't know. I still haven't heard back from my commissioner. And I texted him a little while ago about this mess up. Yes. Well, I see Rank this weekend. I won't see Rank, like, visually. But I'll be chatting with him. But text him that question. Maybe he'll be able to help you out, too. So I need to give this guy a call as soon as we are off the phone so that he knows, because I'm kind of freaking out right now that I do not have my player, and that's Alvin Kamara, and that's freaking me out. So this had better get fixed. Anyway, guys, 4:30, so got about a minute left or so, and yeah, maybe I should yeah. I can tell you guys who I am. For those of you who don't know, my name is Lauren Carpenter, and I'm a writer for The Fantasy Footballers. This is all about fantasy football, so yeah. How deep a tight end sleeper? How about a deep tight end sleeper? I'm in a 14-team PPR. Okay, Mark Andrews, if he's not already taken, I love him from Baltimore. Darren Waller is another name out there. Check and see if someone like Greg Olsen is still available. You never know. Yeah, so shockingly enough, we're talking about Greg Olsen as not being rostered. Weird. So, I don't know. Jimmy Graham, maybe? Yeah. Greg's not hurt anymore, right? Greg Olsen's not hurt anymore. If he is hurt and I just gave you bad advice, my bad. Sorry, I'm really distracted because I'm freaking out about my team. I'm not going to lie. So, yeah, so you love the footballers? Me too. I'm a writer for them. So, for the regular season, guys, I'll be coming out with the waiver wire articles, like guys to target on the waiver wire, so keep your eyes out for that. And, okay, so he is healthy. Great, yeah. So, someone like, if you're desperate too, I mean, that's okay. Like, you know, tight end landscape is kind of garbage after, like, the top 3 guys. So, you know, it's okay. Just understand it's not going to be like Travis Kelce numbers and you're going to be okay. You just want to get some kind of points out of these guys when you're in that deep of a league. So, guys, you can find me. I have my own website. It's stepmomlauren.com. As of last week, I did overtake the porn Stepmom Lauren, who is not me. It's somebody else. So right now it's safe to Google, but I still don't recommend doing that. Just go straight to stepmomlauren.com. And I'm a writer for the Fantasy Footballers. On social media, you can find me at stepmomlauren, Lauren. So that's how, I know, it is really funny, but that's what I have to do. Like, Stepmom Lauren, don't Google it is like my tagline. But now you can Google it. But like 3 entries down is like porn, like straight up porn. And no, it's not me. So slow your roll there, folks. So yeah, any other last minute questions, guys, you can hit me up on Twitter and ask me those questions again at Stepmom Lauren. You can ask me on Facebook, facebook.com/Stepmom Lauren. You can also watch my YouTube videos, which this will become a video on YouTube, hopefully by tonight. I'll throw that up there, and that's at my channel, Stepmom Lauren. So that's how you guys can find me. And if you have any questions, starts and sits, I will also be live again on Friday. And I know some of you guys asked me questions on Twitter, which I will answer those questions on Friday. I didn't see any about the Packers-Bears in there. So I will be answering some of those questions on Friday as well. And feel free to come join me Friday. Probably between 3 and 4 again is when the best time for me to be able to do that. So, sorry, my door was rattling. Yeah, you guys have a good rest of the day. I'm gonna grab a quick bite to eat because I have another podcast I am recording later. So you guys stay safe. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. Real football is tomorrow, guys. Real football. I'm so excited. I'm so frigging excited. So then, this weekend is going to be the first week 1 epic football party at our house where we have a ton of food. And you guys are so welcome for the advice. Absolutely, this is what I'm here for. I want to make sure you guys win your leagues. I really want to give you guys the best advice possible. So, yeah, let's hope this game tomorrow night is epic, which it's going to be. So, peace out, everybody. I shall talk to you Friday or on Twitter if you guys hit me up. That's how it goes, right? All right, hold on. I'm trying to figure out how the heck to stop this. All right. Bye, guys. Didn't work, did it? I don't have like a podcast button. See? There. Oh, there we go. It was hidden. That's right. This is the first time you're doing it on my iPad. Don't laugh at me, people. All right, guys. Take care.